Hi, Lena. Hi, welcome everybody. I see a few people are coming on in. Tell me who you are. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. It is Sunday. I hope you had a blessed day. Hope your service was excellent. They usually are. Hi, Carol. Ours was excellent today as well, all about the Our Father and the prayer that Jesus taught the apostles and what each line means. Line by line we're going, and it's very, very, it's just touching to hear specifics when you think you already know. Hi, Roz. You know, you just learn every time you go to church, right? Hi, Lori. Good evening from Ohio. That's one place I have not been yet, maybe someday. It is almost time. I'd like to start right at 7, so we'll just say hi to everybody and talk about our week. We had beautiful weather at the beginning of the week, actually a little hot, and then it became freezing cold and windy and ugly. Yesterday, here, I wasn't in Tracy. I went to my in-laws' house. They live in Sonora. It's about an hour and 15 minutes away from here. And we helped them get their yard in order. They're getting up there in age, and things are a little hard for them. So my husband and my sister-in-law and her husband and one of their granddaughters came up, and we all had a really nice day getting the yard together. And we're going to go back in a couple of weeks and put in a drip system and all that kind of thing. We had lunch together and we had dinner together, and it was just such a blessing. My mom and Pop were just so excited to have a bunch of their kids there with them all day long, just helping them out and doing things that are just either too heavy for them or too dangerous for them, or things they shouldn't be doing. So it was a great day. And then today just been normal yard work here for me at my house, and service, and hi Marie, and people coming to pick up their thrifted items that they purchased, and just a pleasant day all the way around. A little bit windy still. It was calm, and then it would come up again, and so we had these little gusts, but overall it was a nice day. Okay, it is 7 o'clock, so we're going to start talking about Stampin' Up! And everything that's available. Now, last week I used Poppin By, cute little bundle, and I am going to use pretty much the same product that I used last time. I think there's a folder difference and an embellishment difference, but other than that, I think everything else is the same. I like to do that so you can see how you can stretch your merchandise out and make completely different things with the same product. So I'm using Grow with Love again, one of the dies, since I used it to make the big box of popcorn. You may get it for that reason, or you might just get it because it's a beautiful bundle, the Grow with Love bundle. I wanted you to know that you could use other dies that come in that bundle with this Poppin By set that is so stinking cute. It's crazy. It just makes you smile and giggle every time you look at this little set. So let me turn you down and we will get started with today's project. I hope you like it. Here we go. Let me try to get you zoomed in a little bit, not too much. There we go. There you go. Good. So far, so good. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev, giving a little bit more time for a few more people to get on. I am your host, Beverlee Morales. I live in Tracy, California. Hi, Melody. And you can shop with me, hey, Claudia, at beverleystamps.stampinup.net, right there. I also have a YouTube channel. Remember to visit me there if you're looking for an old video, because Facebook is going to take away videos that are older than 30 days. And if you want to see one of those, you'll need to go to YouTube. If you have a hard time finding me there, it's just my name, but add Stampin' Up! Behind it and it'll pop right up. All right, and then there's my email address in case you need to send me communication of any type, you can email it to me and I will be sure to see you really quickly that way. Okay, I mentioned that I'm using a lot of the same product. So here's the card I made last on Wednesday, and I used the Darling Duckling yellow color, and I'm not using it today. We're sticking with the black and the red and the white. So that's a little difference. I am going to use the same ribbon and the same sets, so that's what you need. You're going to need black, basic black cardstock. So this is just one piece of basic black cardstock cut in half at 4 1/4. So portrait style. So it's 4 1/4 by 11 inches long. That is our card base. And then I have another piece of basic black, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to be a layer piece that's going to go through an embossing folder. The embossing folder is different than I used last week. It is right here. It's called Forever Plaid. I thought that would be a cute one with this set too. And there is the code for Forever Plaid. Okay. I mentioned that I'm using the Grow with Love bundle. I am using just this die tonight that comes in this stamp set, or this bundle in the die set. Okay, we'll see you on the replay. And then I have a white 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside of the card to line it with. Then I have the die cut out that I just showed you already from the Love with Grow. I have that cut out in advance. I have a strip of white that is 1/2 inch wide by 3 inches long. Yep. Wow, I remembered. And then a black piece that goes right underneath that's just a little bit bigger by an eighth of an inch both directions. So that will layer like that. And then I have a piece of 3 or 2.5. 2.5 by 8, I believe. Yes. I have a piece that I cut of white cardstock that's 2.5 by 8 long. Okay, so those are all our pieces that we need to make this card. And then I have scrap paper to stamp and die cut on. Just pin those together so I don't lose anything. So we just need the same colors, but some scraps. Okay, I think I'll start with die cutting. Oh, no, I think I'll start with showing you the card. You guys like to see the card first, don't you? Let's see. I think it's adorable. Now let me remind you what the card looked like last live, which was Wednesday, and the inside, and you can put a gift card or cash in there in that little pocket. And then today, look at this guy, and he's popping up. See that? He's popping up to say hi, popping in to say hello. Isn't that so cute? Hi, Cookie. And then the inside just says hello again. So we've got hello, hello. Now look at this sparkly. Can you see that Wink Stella sparkle on the banners? Well, yeah, there are banners in this die set. You didn't know that? Well, I am going to show you how you can get a banner from this die cut set. And so let's get started. Okay. I said I'm going to start with the die cutting, so let's do what I said. Get my cut and emboss machine here. Oh, you know what? I need to stamp a couple of things first, because then I can die cut everything out at the same time. All right, let's do that. It's a little more organized. So let's take a big long piece of scrap paper and my Darling Duckling ink pad. I wish you guys could have seen that. I just did a swirl dance because my Darling Duckling stamp pad was underneath a stamp set and I didn't see it. It isn't in the stack of stamp pads that I'm using tonight. And so I did a little swirl dance looking for it, and then I saw it. Okay, so this is how I put all the popcorn, the large popcorns, on one large block, so I can stamp them all at one time and not have to use 3 separate blocks and stamp one popcorn piece at a time. So I just thought I'd share that idea with you. Remember, I call myself Little Miss Impatient. I want to get things done as quickly as I can. Hi, Vera. And so that's one way to get things done faster. There we go. All 3 of the popcorns are stamped and ready for die cutting. Now I'm just going to clean off my stamp. And actually, those are 3 individual stamps, but they're on one block. And then I'm going to go to this one. This stamp here. And we're going to stamp that twice. Once in red, so we can get the red popcorn box. And then again in yellow, so we can get the popcorn. So I'll explain that. There's, now we don't, well, I guess you could have red popcorn if you put dye in it, right? But normally it's yellow or white popcorn. Buttery popcorn is yellow. And so I'm gonna put away my red ink. Oops. And then I'm going to stamp again. I cleaned off my stamp, and then I'm going to stamp again in the Darling Duckling. Now, I'm going to try to separate them pretty good because I have to put a die on there and cut them out and make sure I have enough space. Okay, so there's that. And then we just need a piece of black cardstock scrap for some dies. I'm gonna need some Post-it note paper. Hi, Carol. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me cut up some pieces of Post-it note so I can tape down my popcorn dies and not have them move on me. Okay. Those little guys. So that one fits him or her. This one fits this one. Yep. And then this little guy fits this one. All right, then the popcorn container with popcorn fits right on here. And then we're going to have to cut that one out and then use the die again to cut this one out. And then I'm going to take the little shoes, little tennis shoes die, and this glasses die, and I'm just going to put them on the black cardstock. And we have a movie strip die. Now I'm leaving, I cut a bunch out already, and I'm leaving this paper in there, and I'm going to show you why. When I leave that paper in, when I leave one die cut in the die, do not remove it. I'll show you what that does. Okay, so let me move these so I can get my machine over here. Okay. Okay, I've got platforms 1, 2, and 3 here. There's the popcorn. There's the container. And there is the black cardstock. It doesn't need any stamping or anything because it's going to cut out the 2 little tennis shoes, the glasses, and the film strip. All right.
another number 3 on top and roll that through. Uh-oh, I heard a die drop. Do not lose your die. I found it. Oh, scary. Here's the little glasses. Okay. Here is the film strip. And because I had another die in, now this time it's not going to work. It worked all day for me. It didn't work this time. Well, what I was going to show you is all day long, when I used a die with paper in it still, it would cut out, it would drop out this whole film strip and this centerpiece separately. This time, I don't know if I didn't have it layered in there right. Let me grab it again. And I'll put it through again with when I cut out the second popcorn box. Okay, here's the popcorn. I hate it when that happens. I just, well, hate's a strong word. Don't like it when that happens. Worked all day long, like I said, or otherwise I wouldn't even mentioned it. Nothing's ever perfect, right? Okay. So there's our popcorn, guys, and here is our little box. Look at his little face. Okay, and then we need one more of these. So let's... And his shoes are right there. So I'm going to tape this down. Get my little tennies. Take your pick tool to poke them out. Look at how cute they are. It's because I'm live. You're right. That's right. I just like, oh, if you leave one film strip in there, they just pop out. Okay, see, there's the little shoes. All right, so then let's lay this back in here and see if it'll, maybe I have more than one in there now. Do I? Is that what went wrong? I wanted to be, no, I do. I had 2 in there. So if you only have 1, it'll work. That's what happened. Okay. Whew. Now you know I'm not telling a little fib. All right. So let's put that back and get it cut out all the way. And then we'll have all our pieces for our cute little card. Okay, Darling Duckling popcorn. And see what I'm talking about. It just pops right out because there's one in there already. That's what it was supposed to do the first time. Okay, so I need, when I use the film strip, I want all those centers because I'm going to save them and you can make little banners with them. So that is so good to know. They are the perfect size for this card. Now, I just need this for one more thing, so let's just do it now. I need to do the folder. And then I can just leave my cut and emboss machine behind me. There's our paper. Here's my folder. The closed end facing in first. Line my paper up on the black line. put it on the machine and get platform number 4 and run it through. Okay. There we go. So now we've got this beautiful plaid. Okay, let's take our card base, open it up so it's laying flat, and then we're going to take our glue. I've got one glue that is coming out really fast, so I'm going to use it for big pieces. See how fast that comes out? That's way too much for me. I guess I poked a hole using my take your pick tool to get it to come out a little bit faster and made too big of a hole is all I can guess. And so that's that. So let's look at the card. So we have our black on black, our layer piece, but you can see the detail of the plaid. Okay, and then I was going to show you the popcorn. So we have a yellow and our darling duckling, and we have the red. Don't want to lose any of those little pieces. You're going to take your paper snips and you're just going to cut off the red popcorn and glue the red container onto the yellow container. And then you will have buttered popcorn in your little popcorn box. Now the other method is if you have the markers, you could take the stamp and you could color this part red and this part duckling, and you could stamp once and cut out once if you want to do it that way. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue that's not coming out really fast, and I'm going to put a little bit on both of the feet of the popcorn box, just a drop, and a little bit on the back side of the eyeglasses. Now what I did is I just put it right in the middle so we don't chance getting glue seeping out everywhere. Take your little shoes, and there's a little divot there for the ankle, so you're just gonna make sure you get that on there correctly. And if you have a hard time picking up these little pieces, your sticky putty on your take your pick tool will help you with that. Look at that, his cute little shoes. Is that crazy? Makes me giggle every time. Okay, then we take the glasses and we put them right over his little eyes, and he just becomes the cutest little guy ever, I think. Okay, so now we're gonna go to that 2 by 8, is it 2.5? Yeah, 2.5 by 8 piece of cardstock that I have. Put all this together. And we're gonna use our red. It's real red. Remember, I'm using all the same things that I used on Wednesday. So we're gonna take the painted stripes background stamp, and we're gonna ink this up. Now, one of my customers, or one of my followers, asked me with this technique that I'm showing you right now, if you could use your brayer instead of your hands when you're putting your cardstock to the ink pad, to the stamp. And you absolutely can. I did answer her, but maybe somebody else was wondering that. So yes, the answer is yes, you can. So I just set it down. I don't have a brayer anymore. We used to sell brayers years and years and years ago, but when they retired them, I sold mine because I couldn't work with them anymore because I didn't have them to sell to you. But now they're back in the catalog and I just haven't got another one yet. So that's why I don't use the brayer at this point. But yes, you certainly can just roll it here, and that's a good idea actually. And then we have the striped paper. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take this piece here and we're going to stamp hello on the inside before we put it on the card, just to make the stamping a little easier. And you're saying, Bev, I do not see a hello in the stamp set. You're right, there isn't a single hello, but there is popping in to say hello. So I just took the stamp and I turned it over, and I take my black Stampin' Right marker, the wide end that's marked with the wide stripe, and I just laid the side of my marker onto hello and drag it across, and that is now just the part that gets inked up, so that's the part I use. Hello. And I thought this was a cute idea. You could now, I don't think I did it on this one because I didn't think of it till today. You could now put the little film strip right there if you'd like. So let's get my ink that's not my ink, my glue that's not coming out real fast. So I got one that's coming out really fast and one that I have to, that I have to squeeze to get to come out. Okay. Sit down like that. And then we're going to put glue on the back of this one. I'm going to get my other one that comes out faster. And we're just going to sit it down, and I just set it in the middle of the card. Hi, Brenda. Okay, so there we go. There it's down now. Now we're going to take this piece that I cut out in advance using the what stamp set? Grow with Love stamp set from the dies in that set. And I just laid it down flat. There's no dimensionals or anything behind this one. And I'm just gonna layer some more just to give us more of a solid area so that the little popcorn box will pop. All right, so now I'm gonna take my black strip. Where did it go? There it is. Phew, scared me. My black strip, and I'm going to place it right here. So I'm just going to put some glue where I want the black strip to be. I'm using my grid, my glass mat, to keep things straight. Okay, and now I'm going to stamp popping in to say hello. Take my Memento ink pad, and this time I'm going to use the whole stamp. But I need to clean it off really well because I'm going to use the hello again by itself. Okay. So I saw that my chamois was a little bit getting dry already. It's kind of warm in here. So I'm going to take a baby wipe and I'm going to clean the stamp off really well, because when I stamp the inside of the card, I do not want any of the popping in to show up. I just want the hello. In fact, let's just do that now. Again, the wide tip. Lay your marker onto hello and pull it across. And stamp just the word hello. All right. And one more time. This time I'm going to use a film strip that I did not poke the holes out of, just as a little frame. So I have more area to put glue on. And set that in there. Okay, let's go back to the card base and let's put some glue on the sentiment. And put it right down like this. Have you guys seen a lot of samples with this set? So cute, isn't it? Okay, on the inside here, this is where I'm going to put some more popcorn. And I'm just going to lay them down flat. Cute little guys with their faces. And I wanted to show you again that the die that the outline die is the one that you use if you've stamped the popcorn. The outline die plus the inside die work together to make the popcorn that I made on Wednesday like this. Okay, so there's the inside. Isn't that cute? And it pops because it's popping in to say hello. So let's take our little critter and we're going to put some dimensionals behind him so he pops a little bit more. Oh, you know what I wanted to mention? Those of you who ordered from me already this month, the reason you have not received an email thank you from me is I did not know you placed orders. I'm going to call Stampin' Up in the morning and ask them if they've stopped sending demonstrators an email when a customer has ordered from their website. And that way I know. Or when I was in Chicago, I had a little problem with my email. And, excuse me, maybe that's when you ordered and they did send me an email, but I just never got it. I don't know. So anyway, that's why you usually get a thank you from me right away. And those of you who have not gotten your thank you card for last month, I have them. I just haven't got out, but I'm going to try my best to do that tomorrow. Okay, so I was just looking to see if I need to do anything else to the inside, and I don't. Okay, so these little guys that come out of the center of the film strip, I wanted to make this banner. So I had 6 film strips cut out, so I had 6 of the insides as well. And I just did not want to waste them. So you're going to take your mini glue dots, and you're going to take one, and you're going to put it in the top right-hand corner of this little rectangle shaped piece of cardstock. And then you're going to take another one, and you're just going to put them together corner to corner at a little angle so they look like they're a hanging banner. Now on the next one, you're going to go to the left corner with your mini glue dot, and if it's over the edge, just fold it down like that, and then come to the other corner and stick it down. So simple. And you can just make as long as banner as you want with these. So let's do that to the other 2. Fold it down under and attach. Oh, still sticking out a little bit. Okay, now attach. And then this one. Fold it under and attach. Okay, now I'm going to take my Wink Stella, and just so they show up really well, I'm just going to color each little banner with Stella. And the glitter is just so cute on this card, the sparkle. Okay, let's do the other one. I don't think a person that receives this card can't help but smile, and I bet you this card makes their whole day. You're just popping in to say hello, and whoever, you know, they might be having a hard time, they might be not feeling well, they might just miss you a whole lot. Whatever reason, and you're just popping in to say hi is really going to make somebody's day, I think. So I'm going to let those set up, just turn them over, and I'm adding some glue to the very top. Let that one set up. Take this one. And then I'm going to, now remember this is popped up a little bit, so you can go underneath. And we want to strategically place these so that's not off the edge of the card and it's not blocking any of the sentiment. That's why I use the green glue, so I can manipulate them and move them. And then we're going to add, this just makes it so like festive, so happy. And set it down. Now I've got this one up against the white corner. So this corner right here, see the white right there? I want to get that edge on there if I can so it matches that one. So cute. Okay, edge of the cardstock, it's off a little bit, so I'm just gonna turn it. Oh, I'm telling you. Now we're gonna take sequins. Do you have sequins laying around? Do you have a bunch of sequins like I do? Mine is laying here somewhere. There it is. I have a whole little sequence little box here. Just grab one. These are out of the pack. These are easily accessible, so I'm going to use these. Might take your pick tool. They're got adhesive on the back already. This is lifted, so it's easy to get this little sequence under there. And then just put one on each little banner. And come on over. You guys are awful quiet. Over here. And place them there. Now I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to read the comments after this live is over. So leave me a comment how you feel about this card, good or bad, doesn't matter. I'm going to read them all. I want your honest opinion. And I'm going to select a winner from one of those comments, okay? So make sure you leave a comment with me tonight. So now all we need is the ribbon. So I'm going to leave my ribbon on the spool and make a loop. Come around my pointer finger and my thumb and come up where my pointer finger was and pull that loop. You're welcome. And I just gotta make it smaller because I don't want it too big for this card. There we go. That's about darn perfect. My ribbon scissors at an angle. And then this at this angle. And some more of our mini glue dots. Well, I am just throwing stuff everywhere. They're right in front of me. Oh my goodness. And put a mini glue dot, not just one. Let's add 2. And stick this right in this little void right here. Front and center. Cover up so you can see all of this without any distraction at all. And, oh, I gotta glue this down. Thought I was done. Not quite. This is the slow one. Okay. Of course, you could fancy this up with more popcorn if you wanted to. But look at this card. Popping in to say hello as it pops. It invites them to open it up and they say, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Both our families go crazy over popcorn. I need to order this set. Love this card. Oh, I'm so glad. You know, my cousin Susan, one of my favorite cousins. Oh, I have so many great cousins. But Susan loves popcorn. On her birthday, I make her a big, like, grocery bag full. And I take it to her work. And now she's retired, so I'll have to take it to her house. But she loves popcorn. If she tells me she's coming over, I have to pop popcorn before she gets here. She used to sit with my mom, and they both eat pop. My mom loved popcorn, too. I love popcorn. My grandson loves, everybody loves popcorn. So I am so glad you like this card. I'll stand one up and we'll lay one down. I'm going to lay it like this so you can see all the popping it's doing. And like I said, everybody that's watching, whether you've told me your name here or not yet, leave a comment because I'm going to read them in a minute, and then I'm going to choose one, and then I'm going to reply. So watch the replies, and I'm going to tell you if you are the winner of that card. Okay? Any questions before I run? No? All right. We'll see you on Wednesday 9:30. All right. Take care. God bless.